Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we're going to look at the single blog post templates for the upcoming Canvas starter site. And we've got 4 to look at in this video, 2 light mode and 2 dark mode. The ultimate goal for Canvas long-term is to have lots of templates for every aspect of the site, whether it's blog post templates, homepage templates, anywhere that a template could be. It's just lots of different versions for people to choose from. Not only boosting the value of the starter site, making it just a no-brainer, which it already is, just having all those different template options for people to download individually. So that's the ultimate goal. And this is just the start of it. Typically with the starter sites, I would do one template, and sometimes only one, not even a dark mode version, but you're getting a light mode and a dark mode version of every template that I do at the starter site. And then I'm going to start rolling out, especially once the site launches, then rolling out multiple versions of templates. Okay, all on Canvas. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'll stop jabbering. From the MyListing Club website, what I'd like for you to do is click on the MyListing Starter Sites card at the top here, and then click on the Explore button, and then click into the Canvas card at the top, and we're going to scroll down to the build notes. So this is very important if you're interested in the starter site, or if you just want to learn about how I'm building this stuff. I'm doing notes on everything. Okay, so let's go find our single blog posts area section. Let's expand that, and I'm going to pull this over to my other screen, and this is exactly what we're going to follow along with. Okay. Single blog post templates have been built with Elementor Pro included and licensed. So Elementor Pro is included and licensed. That in and of itself has, I think it's at least $50 a year annual value to open up significant design and functionality capabilities. Elementor's display conditions are configured to apply the template to all blog posts, making them dynamic. You also have the option, which I'll show you. You can set them up using dynamic conditions and tons of different ways, and Elementor is coming out with new ones all the time. Okay, let's go ahead and dive in. So from the blog page, I'm just going to click on post 1 here, and we're going to look at this. What I first want to do is I want to put this into draft mode. So this way we have literally no Elementor templates coming into play at this point for single blog posts. So I'm going to show you before and after. By default, this is the look that you're going to get with MyListing, and it's very basic. And unless you know how to custom code, you're going to be very limited to functionality and design options. It's just not there. You have a hill to climb to make this look the way you want, and then adding functions is just forget about it unless you are a coder. It's not possible. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to show you that. Let's go ahead and let's put this back on. And refresh just to make sure that it's kicked in still. So this is number 1. This will be the default version that launches with the site in light mode, just like the rest of the site. Before we look at this more and how it's built and all that stuff, let me continue on here on my other screen. The bulk of blog post content, the featured image, which you see here on the right, headings, so all these headings here, the post 1 heading, the H3s, the paragraphs, so these right here, all these paragraphs, the galleries, etc. This is added using the WordPress default, the block editor, which is becoming more and more powerful all the time. I'm trying myself to embrace it more because it is the future, I believe, and it's pretty awesome to use. Not in all areas yet of building a website, but in a lot of areas, especially blog posts, it is really awesome and powerful. Okay, so when it comes to the single blog post process, how does it all come together? Number 1, you create your post using WordPress as you normally would. So if you come in here, let's go to posts. You'll notice here that none of these posts are edited with Elementor. Okay, so if I go in and I look at a post, the edit with Elementor button is still not activated. That means I have never edited this post with Elementor. I went in here, built everything with the default editor. Like I said, it is super powerful these days. There's tons of stuff that you can do if you look in here. I mean, just spend a day looking through here and think about ways to use this instead of Elementor in a lot of places on your site, just to really speed it up and simplify the code and all that stuff. Really take a hard look at that if you want, or not. Totally up to you. But you create your post and you publish it, and that's it. And then when you do that, it's going to take on this template. So we're going to inject the author image, the avatar, these icons, the date that the blog post was published. We got a link to a blog post here. We're going to inject the title. We're going to inject the excerpt from the post. This button, which just drops you down and you can read the post. That's not really needed. I put that in there more of just for aesthetics. There's really nothing to drop you down to because you're already there. But depending on how you adjust this template, maybe you take it and you adjust it, and then that way it becomes like a really long post or whatever, or template, and then that read post really comes into play then, because that's going to jump you down to the relevant area. Okay, but that's it really. It's like this template 100% automates this. So whatever you dump into your post and then this is going to get output all of these. The static stuff, okay? And the static content is the social share icons here, this block down here, which is like you can use for signing up for a newsletter. And you can obviously edit this template to put whatever other stuff you want in here, but it's just 100% dynamic, out of the box, ready to go, okay? The WordPress block editor is extremely powerful and lightweight, but no worries if you prefer to build entirely with Elementor. All you need to do is take the build template and use it as your starting point. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have no interest in getting into the actual WordPress editor and editing here. When you start and you create a new post, I'll just start this now, add new post, put your title in, and you can automatically click edit with Elementor and off you go. Okay. And you can just skip the WordPress editor altogether. I don't recommend you do that, but you can. Okay. And what I'm saying here in the build notes is, if you want to go this route, all you need to do is just take the template that I used and paste it into Elementor. So let me show you what I mean by that. So this is the actual template in the back end of Elementor. You can right click at the bottom here and say copy all content. Okay. Once you have that content in hand, once you click this edit with Elementor button, you're going to get a blank, just a blank area. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to do this. I don't really want you to do this, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So you can say tests as your blog post name, edit with Elementor. And right click and paste. And it's going to paste all of that content in there. I don't know why it didn't do it. Let me go back. There we go. So it did it there. So that's going to give you all those elements in there. But because I've got the single blog post template already in play, it's going to look wonky. But if I didn't have any of those templates, single blog post templates in play, and they were all on draft mode or completely deleted, then you're going to get exactly what is shown here as a starting point. All of these, or I should show you this right here. You're going to get exactly what this post looks like. Okay, as far as the design and the elements and layout, all that sort of thing. It's just because, like I said, I've got this template activated there. Okay, so that's what I mean. And when and if you read the build notes there, let me make sure I delete this post if there is one. Okay, let's continue on here. The dynamic elements are, we went over those, the avatar, author avatar, the post date, the blog link. So this link right here links you to the actual, like the full blog page, post title, post excerpt, featured image, and the post content. Okay. Static images we went over. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. That's enough chit-chatting about the notes. So this is all pretty self-explanatory. This container here is pulling in the featured image as a background, you see here. Okay, so that's how that part is automated. Down here, we're just using the Elementor post content widget, dynamically pulls in the content of your post, which is what we see here. The title, these headings, this gallery that's down here, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's how that's done. And then down here, we've got a container that's like I said, has this. You could use this for a newsletter, or you could just turn this into an actual contact form. Totally up to you what you want to do there. Actions on submit determine what this form is for. So you could say add action, mail poet if you want to do like a newsletter, for example, or any of these other newsletter options. If you want to turn this into a form, you would just choose email. Then you could say like change this instead of newsletter text. You could talk about like contacting us, that sort of thing. And then we've got these social share icons over here. Let me refresh this page. Scrolling down, we see that these social share icons, they stick here. And so those will be sticky, and that's cool. Let's look at mobile. We'll just look at the phone for, I'll show you all of them. Let's see. I want to show you the back here. There we go. Just because the browser the way I have it set up, it doesn't show everything the way that I want to show you. But here's the mobile view, the tablet view. We see everything. The icons are sticky where they should be. Everything is lined up as they should be. Let's look at mobile. Yep, everything is good here. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Another thing I wanted to point out was the headings on all of these are SEO ready. So what I mean by that, if you inspect the heading structure, we see that we've got our H1, our H2, everything's there. This is because it's in the Elementor template. It looks like this. Let me show you this on the front end. All right, now let's inspect the headers. There we go. So we see H1, H2, H3, and H4. So the heading structure is there for SEO, ready for you guys right out of the gate. So that's cool. What else? So that is the default light mode look. Here is the dark mode version of that. And these headings right here will turn white when you turn on the appropriate CSS package. So let me just show you what I mean by that. If we dive back in here into WP Codebox, you can mix and match light and dark mode, but I'll show you here. We're going to turn off global light mode, which holds our global colors, and we're going to turn on the dark mode version here. And let's refresh this. Let's refresh this template. Okay, so now we see that the headings turn white here. Obviously, when you put an image in here, this is a placeholder image. When you put your image in here, this is going to look great. Okay, so don't worry about this white image there. That is for educational purposes and other purposes, like just not influencing people on what type of site can be built with this starter site. Same thing down here. When you put your images in here, that is all going to look really awesome. All right. So let me switch back to light mode, and yeah, I think that's good enough on the dark mode showing you. I think you get the idea. So now we're going to look at the second version of the template. Just, like I said, there's going to be more to come, many more to come. This is just what I'm going to launch with. So you see a different look. This right here will link to the actual category page. Let me toggle that. Also, it's worth showing you how to toggle these on. So let's say you want this one. Let's say you want this version to take over. Instead, you just dive down into your templates and you find that template. So we're looking for a single blog post. Everything is properly named, so it's easy to find. And you can also do a search for it too. But this is the one that we're going to start with, single blog post 1 light mode. So we're going to change over to this one right here, the second version. So I'm going to set this to publish. And how Elementor works is the second one that you have published, so both of these are in publish mode and they have the exact same dynamic conditions. How it works is the last one you enable is what trumps it. So when I refresh this, the new one will take place. There we go. So different look. Like I said, this button will take you to the actual category page, which will be another template that I do. It'll be the next template that I do. So I can show you that really quick. This is what a category page looks like by default with with MyListing. So I'm going to custom design that next. But yeah, this gives you a different look. Similar stuff, just a different look. We're adding a quote, just as an idea, just to give you guys some inspiration, an idea, like adding a quote from somebody down here. But that all comes from the post, the actual content of the post in the WordPress editor. Okay, so definitely a different look. Maybe you want a bigger featured image up here at the top. Yeah, so that's that. Next up is the dark mode version of that. This is really cool. This takes on a nice little look. So it's even different yet than the others. I do have some padding issues over here that I will fix after the video that I want to address. That I don't mind when I find these little errors in these videos, because it lets me bring up the fact of the club guarantee. If you get this starter site and you notice something like this, and you can show me on the live starter site that it's also not ideal, or you get the template and you see that it's not ideal, and you can show me that the live demo site has that issue as well, I'll fix it for free. I'll get you a refreshed version of the template. So I'm going to go right after this video. I'm going to go in and I'm going to fix this right here. But yeah, there should be more padding over there. But yeah, you get the idea. Let's check it out on mobile. Okay, that looks good. See, the padding is good here. It looks fine here. It's just the desktop version. So let's check out the phone version. And again, these headings will turn white when I flip the switches on the CSS packages. There we go. Everything looks good. Cool. The last thing I want to show you, and then I'll get you out of here, is the display conditions, if you're not familiar with those. So how these work. Down here, you click this arrow and down here in the bottom left, and we go to display conditions, and I'll show you out of the box, we are choosing to display this template on all posts. So we're going to apply this template to all posts. You can get granular. You can specify specific posts. You can also say if a post is in a category, if a post is in a child category, if a post has a tag, if it's a post by an author, give it a different look. So you can create multiple versions, different templates based on different categories and all kinds of different factors. Okay, but as these starter sites launch and as these templates are built, if you download them individually, they will apply to all posts. It's just to keep things simple. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you're excited about this starter site. As I keep saying in every new video, it's getting closer and closer, just working through all the templates, and we'll get this sucker launched. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.